Hey guys, how's it going? Another week, another dollar, right? Let's go and let's look and see what's been going on. I think a lot of people are really curious on what happened with Luna as well as a lot of other coins and where the market direction is going. Um, I see a lot of people saying the bottom's in. I don't know about that. We'll talk about that moving forward in just a minute. All right, we're going to kind of start the video off with Luna and kind of what happened with Luna and how these things can happen moving forward and what you should be looking to avoid when moving into projects like Luna. I think a lot of people don't actually realize that Luna was an issue from the beginning. A lot of people thought that the project would do real well, thought it was an amazing project, which, you know, when you look at the mechanics of it and the way that it works, yeah, it is amazing. But it had one exploitable factor, and this is a fact that I warned a lot of people against. Hence, I never bought any Luna. Anybody who was in Luna, especially during the tops, I basically told them not to be in Luna. I have previous posts, which I will be putting in just a minute in a couple slides. Basically showing where I basically called the top on Luna. I also told people not to enter Luna, so on and so forth. Not bragging at all. It sucks that a lot of people lost that money and everything like that, but you gotta learn to avoid crowded trades, guys. Crowded trades are not your trades. Crowded trades are trades that you need to avoid. You need to get in these trades before they actually get crowded. When you're talking about a coin getting billions and billions and billions of dollars, it's a crowded trade at that point. Just move to something else. You'll make more revenue. You'll make more returns, ROI, right? Return on investment. That's what you need to always be striving for, is ROI. And we'll talk about ROI moving forward too in just a minute. All right, so with Luna, let's get into it. We'll talk about it. So basically, Luna is an algorithmic stablecoin, right? So algorithmic means that basically the two factors to Luna was when one side would move, the other side would react. That reaction and that movement is based off of an algorithm. An algorithm is basically a code that is set in place that tells one side to react a certain way when the other side acts a certain way. Now, the problem and exploitable part with algorithms when you see them, so if you see algorithms moving forward, you know that this is a red flag, right? Is that algorithms can be exploited. How can they be exploited? Well, it's stress testing, guys. We've seen this on multiple networks. Look at Sol, consistent shutdowns, consistent resets, because they keep stress testing the network. They keep overloading the network. They're trying to exploit the network. That's the reason that it's having these issues. These issues with a lot of these chains is there are people who are very smart who try and exploit these chains to try and see if they're exploitable. Luna was a very huge and easy to see exploitable chain. It's an algorithmic stablecoin. Again, one side happens, the other side reacts. Now, you would think that that would happen evenly. It does, unless you come up with a certain amount of money to be able to flood the market in a specific direction, whether that be up or whether that be down. But which way usually typically goes the worst? Down, because once you start waterfalling that chart, other people start hopping on board and getting off board too. What that causes to happen is that causes the two pegs, right? The Luna and the UST to separate, where basically the algorithm's trying to keep up with the pace of UST dropping by minting Luna, right? What is the minting doing when the UST is trying to keep up? Well, it's dropping the price of Luna more. So it's a downhill battle. Basically, all that does is it just keeps going down, because the mint keeps going on and people keep selling, which keeps dropping the price over here on the stablecoin. And then Luna's is trying to keep up with that. Now you got two coins pulling each other down, right? And so Luna's probably never going to come back. I'm just going to be real about it. I know a lot of people don't want to discuss it, but that's probably how it's going to work out, to be honest with you, is that there's going to be no Luna anymore. An algorithmic stablecoin is unsustainable. This is why USDT works so well. Why does USDT work so well? Well, you know, in my own opinion, obviously other people may have a different perspective. They may be like, oh, well, it's not backed or this or that. It is backed. This is proven. But outside of that, maybe you don't like the way it's being backed or something like that, right? We can agree to disagree at the end of the day on that. But the part that can't be exploited is that, hey, if there's not enough USDT, they mint more. If there's too much USDT, they burn more. But how do they do this with USDT? They do it manually. Why do they do it manually? Well, if a big player steps in and starts trying to flood USDT, they can just react to it. That's basically it. There's going to be no balance there that's exploitable when it comes to humans, right? When does it become exploitable? It becomes exploitable when it's, one, low liquidity, easy to move, and two, when it's algorithmic. Any type of algorithm has an exploit. At somewheres in the algorithm, there will be an exploit. There's no way to avoid that. So when you guys see these type of plays where you're seeing UST and Luna paid together, one side mints, the other side burns, so on and so forth, pumping each other up, dumping each other down, those type of coins you want to stay away from and avoid. So any type of algorithmic coins should be heavily reviewed, looked over, and understood before you make an investment in those type of coins. Not financial advice. We don't give financial advice here. It's more educational advice. I'm trying to educate you guys to understand how algorithmic coins work. You should try to avoid these type of coins, in my own perspective. Right? All right, now we're going to get into the next part. All right, guys, we're going to kind of cover ROI and what ROI stands for. So ROI is return on investment. We're actually going to get into this in another video because I think there's a lot deeper dive I think we should do into this, so people understand what an ROI is, how to calculate an ROI, and how to use it to make the best investment decisions when getting into a project and or stock or crypto. Again, return on investment basically is a performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency of profitability of an investment or compare the efficiency of a number of different investments. ROI tries to directly measure the amount of return on a particular investment relative to the investment costs. So it's costs versus return, guys, at the end of the day. All right, we'll discuss that in a little bit. Right now, we're going to get into charts and kind of look and see what's going on moving forward. All right, guys, getting into it. We're basically going to discuss the golden pocket, where I think things are going to go in addition to the golden pocket, as well as where we're at right now in the charts. So if we look at the overall charts here, basically you're seeing right now kind of where we're at, where we've gone, where we've come from, so on and so forth. So this is on the 4-hour time frame. Now I am taking a lot of shots at lower time frames here as of lately. Normally I'm a daily and higher, guys. It's just things are moving so quickly. You have to kind of stay ahead of them on the smaller time frames and just see if it's playing out towards the higher time frames. Right now we can see right now that the stochastic RSI is sitting really high on the Fu Manchu. We've kind of already taken off here on the 4-hour. Looks like the 4-hour might be trying to move up, right? We could see it, but it looks like we're hitting some heavy resistance up here, right around 30,000, 31,000. So even if price continues to try and trend up, I think that this overall trend right here that we're seeing right there continues to be the ceiling. Golden pocket all the way down here to potentially, you know, I've got 26.5 all the way up to $28,000. So if price gets in here, we could see a nice hefty bounce, I think. So I would expect this to play out more to right now, at least at the way it looks. Now I could be wrong. It could just continue to start breaking out from here and then hit 35, 30, you know, all the way up to, you know, probably 40, 50K at the highest. I'm not at all thinking 50K, guys. I'm just giving you guys general numbers as far as where I think things can go on the Fibonacci, right? That means we basically come up, hit our 786 up here. That's all the way up here at the top. Probably continue through and then try and get a little bit higher. We probably stomp out at 48K if we were to move up. The problem is right now we're looking very droopy. So I'm thinking what we're going to end up doing is we're going to retest bottom here before we make a move to even attempt to either consolidate in the current zone, right? Or we're going to be looking to hit here, move up, right? And start trying to make these higher highs. Again, this is not bullish at all. This would just be a relief rally of this current trend, right? So our current trend is like this. It would be a relief rally from that trend and then a continuation to the downside, in my opinion. Or we continue to see Bitcoin hit right here, hit this golden pocket, break through the golden pocket and continue down. Now, if this moves this quickly, we could see some hefty downside currently On the RSI, we can see this little bit of move we got right here, guys. Like, look, this is nothing to the upside, nothing. And look at what it did to the RSI. We're already sitting at the 50, rejecting off the 50. This rejection off the 50 is telling me that it looks like we're going to be coming down. You're probably like, what do you mean off the 50? The 50 on the RSI. Under the 50 is bearish, over the 50 is bullish. Not bullish in the factor of bull market, but bullish in the factor of momentum, right? Momentum can carry through if it goes above the 50. So the 4 hour is showing we're under. The 1 hour is showing we've tested below, and we're probably going to continue going below. The 8 hour over here is showing that we're barely even, showing a little bit of bullish divergence on the bearish or on the 8 hour scenario. But you can see right here on the Fibonacci, it looks like we might be rolling over a little bit. You can see right there, just by that color right there, we might be starting to roll over again. And then on the daily right here, we're green, right? But this green could very easily, you know, turn into a little bit turn up, which is what we're probably currently seeing because this is hindsight. And then we'll probably look at more downside, right? We can go deeper. You can definitely go deeper on the Fibonacci. So don't sleep on it thinking that, oh, we've hit bottom. We got a green dot. Looks like we're good on a daily. Now, does this mean that this plays out forever? No, the green dot could have been playing out since yesterday. These earlier time frames, right? These are ones you want to watch for, because these earlier time frames are going to tell you it's a go. Now, where did we get the reversal? See this green dot right here? This green dot to this green dot. That tells you, hey, start looking for reversal. You get your reg peg down, right? You get your hard pullback. Anytime we're looking at these hard pullbacks, guys, this is a buy. This is a buy. This is a buy. This is a buy. Look at that, 17% one move, right? Or two moves, sorry, on the 8 hours. So basically, one day we did an entire candle, dropped us down, you know, basically 17%, or sorry, not one day, multiple days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 days we dropped down just a ridiculous amount. And then as soon as we hit that golden pocket right here on 26, 27. Now keep in mind, last year I did a video with Alex that I basically said 27 is where we were going. That's exactly where we are now. I can quote that video later on. And basically this is where we're at. So right now, these are kind of the scenarios I'm looking for. I'm either looking for a consolidation in the current zone, I'm looking for a breakdown, or I'm looking for a breakout. And you're probably like, well, you're talking 3 different directions. I'll give you likeliness. All right. Likeliness of a rally. I'd probably say like 20%. Likeliness of consolidation, I'd say like 40%, or maybe 50, 60% actually. And I'd say 20 to 30% we drop now, right? I don't think we drop completely out now. I think this happens later. I think we get a little bit sluggish, probably build high again, obviously build long to go short, and then they dump it again like they did just recently, or maybe we fall out. But that's the percentages that I think that we'll be looking at moving forward. And these are the 3 scenarios that I see playing out. I do not see another bull run. I think we're in a full-on bear. I think the bear continues, just like we've talked about last year, you know, when the May manipulation happened of last year where they ran it back up again. And I don't see that happening again. If people are telling you it's the bottom, I can tell you guys, look, 98% losses on alts. If you're not seeing that, you have not hit a bottom yet. You can say whatever you want about Bitcoin's bottom, but alts have not seen a bottom yet. They haven't seen 98% losses, and Luna does not count on that because Luna is a complete gone and pretty much not really a rug, but kind of got, you know, exploited. So kind of a rug, but not really a rug, you know, not rugged by the people that created, but more rugged by the people that were smarter than the algorithm people. You get the point though. All right. So in the next video, we'll talk about ROI, how to measure ROI and how to look for ROI. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and please sub like if you guys like the video. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. I'm okay with that too. Constructive criticism, obviously, always in the comment section. I'm down for that. And feel free to ask questions. I'll try and reach out to each individual if they have questions in the chat, and I'll try and get you guys the answers you're looking for. Thank you. Have a great weekend. See ya.
Learned a lot of life lessons from my uncles. This a letter to my pops up top, and it's still fuck cops. I don't eat pork chops, no. ISO, we got the city on lock. It's going down, young jock, yeah. Then they put you on trial. I was just a young child. Gave you 25 to life, all these years.